Hey everyone, it's your favorite Michigan girl, wannabe Jedi, pop culture nerd, and resident Disney freak, Caitlin. I am feeling so much better than I did last week. I posted that vlog about talking about how I had this cough, and that's why I didn't do a vlog on Sunday. So today I hope it will make up for it. I hope this will make up for it. I'm sorry. I'm living on sugar, cough medicine, and I'm also trying to get this done and started uploading because the Lions play their first home game of the season at 1 o'clock. Woohoo! Go Lions! I am so excited. They won last week, like I said. So I'm really happy. And not only that, Michigan State Spartans, my favorite college football team, next to Northern Michigan Wildcats. Except I can't really follow the Wildcats because they don't do like TV and stuff, but I can really follow the Spartans. The Spartans are undefeated so far this season. They had their second game last night against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and they won. It was awesome, but I agree with Mark D'Antonio, the coach, that it's kind of sad that MSU had their bye week already. Yeah, MSU already had their week off, so that was really early in the season. And then my high school football team, the high school I went to, Dow High School here in Midland, they are also undefeated so far this season. I am so excited. When I was in high school, it was like our football team was good, but it was like we never really pushed it far. Now, in the past few years, the Chargers have just done amazing, so I'm so proud for them. I hope they can keep it up. I'm really excited. So, yay, Spartans, yay, Chargers, and yay, Lions! Really excited. I got my Matthew Stafford shirt on, so I am all ready for the game today. Yay! And my mom's making burgers. I'm so excited. Anyway, yes, I still have the cough. It's getting better. I'm not coughing as much. And I'm no longer losing my voice when I cough, so that's a good thing. And to Brad Paid Tube, who commented on my last video with 2 words, oh God. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. Though I think if you were going to put God, you, as a Christian, the G should be capitalized. But if you're not, that's okay. Just that. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. If that was supposed to be kind of a bullying comment or just something funny. Next time, if you put a comment like that, maybe like clarify what it's supposed to mean. I'm not sure what. Like I said, I'm not sure what it means. Anyway, but yeah, so if it was bullying or not, thank you for your comment. I feel like I keep saying, I don't feel like people watch these, but, hey, I knew what I was getting into when I started doing these at the behest of a friend whom I no longer see, so I'm now just doing these for myself. I'm kicking the table. I apologize if the sound is off. I am using my, I think this is my HP, I'm using my netbook again today. I tried using my, I think it's pronounced Levino laptop, but the camera started to lag really badly, and I didn't really feel like restarting the computer, especially with my time crunch, and I didn't really feel like dragging out my Toshiba, which it takes forever to start. So, I apologize if the sound is off. I'm using the camera on my netbook, which actually is a little bit better than my other 2 cameras. It's just that the sound can get off. So, apologize in advance for the sound. It's the computer I'm using today while I try to figure out what to do with my Levino and my Toshiba. Hopefully, I will have all that figured out by next week for next week's vlog, which will be huge and all about Star Wars. Really, there's only 2 things to talk about this week in terms of pop culture news. Well, actually 3 things because of Universal. So let's get started with Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights did kick off last week. I don't know what to think. I feel like when I was younger and I first started getting into horror and haunted houses and stuff, Universal Studios I always thought was amazing. And when I watched the videos that Sharp Production, Theme Park Reviews, Inside the Magic would post, I always got excited for Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights, be it in Orlando or Hollywood, because I thought they did such a good job, especially in Orlando, where they did so many original haunted houses and a really cool overall theme. It was just so cool. But in recent years, I feel like Universal Studios has been falling back a little. I mean, it's still good. They still have really cool experiences. It's just that more and more they're falling back to horror movies, to TV shows, and just repeating the same stuff over and over again. In Hollywood this year, they're doing one scare zone for the entire theme park, themed to The Purge, and they've done Purge scare zones for like the past 3 years. Okay, I know The Purge is a huge movie franchise, but they've literally taken the entire park in Hollywood and just in one huge scare zone, just featuring, just making the difference being different iconic scenes from the movies. And then the haunted house lineup is pretty much the same. There's a haunted house from Exorcist, which apparently, I don't know if they're remaking it. I know there's a new TV show about it. They did have one for Michael Myers, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Krampus, which is Krampus, however you say it. American Horror Story has a haunted house this year, and it's supposed to be themed Halloween. I watched a walkthrough of one, and I really didn't get. I mean, they had all the cool character stuff, but I really didn't get what they were going for. They were supposed to be featuring characters that are seen in the credits, that aren't seen in the show. It was supposed to be a Halloween themed episode. It was supposed to be focused on the Halloween episodes. I really didn't get that from the maze. It was a really good maze. I think Universal Studios was trying to be a little more in-your-face scary this year, but I really didn't get the theme of Halloween, of American Horror Story, and that was really one of the few things I was interested in this year, because I've already seen Michael Myers and Leatherface and all those other mazes. They've been done before, and I've never seen the movies, because like I said, I'm not too big into gore porn or slasher movies. But I really feel like Leatherface and Michael Myers have seen their day. Maybe it's time to retire them. I mean, one of the cooler mazes I think they ever did was Alice Cooper's maze. Alice Cooper Goes to Hell. That was a really cool maze. What other one? The Undertaker. They did some really cool mazes in the past that I really wish they would do those mazes again, because they were really cool and interesting, because they were original. They weren't based on like a movie or a TV show. They were wholly original. This year in Orlando, they actually have one maze that they do not have a Hollywood, and it's Last Chance, and it features Jack's girlfriend, Chance, who is a murderous clown just like Jack, and she's insane, so cuckoo banana bonkers. And I did see a walkthrough of that maze, and that maze was awesome. It's got pulse pounding, really loud, metal-type music, strobe lights flashing everywhere. It's very interesting and cool, and the reason I like it is because it's original. It's not another take on The Exorcist or Mike Myers or anything like that. It's not another Chucky. The only maze I think that works is both parks have this year-round haunted attraction, which is just basically walking through all the horror movies that Universal has done, because horror is what basically saved Universal from going under. So it does explain why Universal does such a big thing for Halloween, and not just in the States anymore. Singapore does a big, huge event, and so does Tokyo, Japan, the park in Japan. And honestly, if I had the money and was able to go, I would rather go to Halloween Horror Nights in Singapore or Japan, because they do it so much better, because they're not relying on the old Universal movies, the old horror movies and stuff, or even newer horror movies. They're relying on original stories based on their legends and their scary stories from those countries. So that would be really cool to go see. Sorry, like I said. So that's really cool to go see another country's take on an American holiday, Halloween, because in my mind, Halloween is purely an American holiday. They do celebrate in other countries, but America is the only country where it's made a big, huge deal out of. But yeah, that would be cool to go to Singapore and Japan and see how Universal Studios really does Horror Nights in person over there. One year I would like to go to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. I'd go to the one in Orlando because it's closer. And of course, I'd also go down there to check out Disney World. But the other interesting thing is, out in Hollywood, they do Terror Tram. And this year in Hollywood, the Terror Tram was actually designed by Eli Roth, the guy who did Hostel, another movie I will never, never, never see. And for those of you wondering, well, how can I grade these horror films based on these haunted houses based on horror films I have never seen? I have never watched them in full. I have watched clips from them. I have read the screens and stories and stuff about them, so I know more than what you might think I do. I just don't choose to watch the full video. That isn't to say I haven't watched scary movies before. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Paranormal Activity. I loved those movies. I like the older horror films. I really liked. I haven't watched I watched the second Exorcist, not the first one, because the first one would make me sick. But like I said, my taste in horror is not in your face gore. It is like, oh, there's a little jump, and it's more in your mind. What I don't see is more scarier than what I do see. I think part of that is because there's so much violence and graphic violence in today's culture that for me, it's no longer, oh, I see someone's throat get slashed on American Horror Story. It's like, oh, it's not that scary. It's not that shocking anymore because it's there and I can see it. It's what I don't see, what I think I hear or what I think I feel. That's what's scary to me. It's what I don't see. It's why I say that why I liked the season finale Rebels so much is I didn't need to see Darth Maul cutting the seventh sister in half to know what happened. I didn't see it, and that made it kind of creepy and scary. So I really like the scares that you can't see, that just happen, and then all of a sudden they jump at you. That's what I like. You can't see it coming. With horror and slasher films, I really think that you can definitely predict when you're coming. I mean, I'm the one who's watching the slasher movies on like Sci-Fi, and I'm going, you're going to die. Oh, there it goes. So literally, I'm that person because I know it's coming. I prefer horror movies where I don't see it coming. Like, I could tell you from the film, yeah, that's the killer. The first moment's like, yeah, he did it. Sorry. So yeah, but back on topic, Eli Roth did the Terror Tram this year at Universal Studios Hollywood, and it's really interesting. It's clowns. One of the things I find funny is Universal Studios also goes back a lot to relying on the most common fears. Zombies being one of them. Zombies is just basically the fear of dying. And like I keep saying, as a Christian, I'm not scared of death because I know what will happen to me. So I've never really found zombies that interesting, and actually, I've heard people say Jesus is a zombie, and I know they mean it in a joking way, but it kind of upsets and offends me, so that's another reason why I don't really particularly like zombies. I also think zombies are one of the easiest scares because, again, it is one of the most common fears on the planet, death, and what happens afterwards. So I really call zombies the lazy scare because you really don't need to do a lot to scare people. But clowns are another common scare, and I used to be scared of clowns. I'm not so much anymore. I might be after I watch It, which they are remaking. I might be. I do like Stephen King, and one of my favorite Stephen Kings was Kingdom Hospital, but I might be scared of clowns after seeing It. But they are remaking It, and Eli Roth came up with this idea for the Terror Tram. Is that wandering around the Terror Tram is this guy who played this lovable TV clown named Cuddles, I don't know how you say it, and he was really popular, had his own TV show, and then it all came crashing down because he went on a murderous rampage. And he disappeared, and now he's been found wandering the backlot of the studio tour at Universal Studios Hollywood, and he and his murderous army of clowns are now after you. And for those of you who don't know, usually the backlot tour, you stay on the tram and you go around the entire thing, and that's tour. On Halloween Horror Nights, they change it. The Terror Tram, actually what it is you take the Terror Tram up to where the tour officially starts. So you board it at where you get on, and then you go up, and the tour actually starts at the set pieces for Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and usually you just stay on the tram. On Halloween Horror Nights, you get there, and you get off. And you have to walk all the way back to where you got on the tram. Usually in the dark, with chainsaw welding killers after you. So I actually would like to go do that. I mean, I don't like I said, I'm easily scared, but I think that would be so much fun wandering because you really are, like, there is nothing. It's not like a haunted house where there's some sort of barrier. No. They are in your face. And so I did see some of that, and I didn't watch all of the video, but it was awesome. So, yay, Eli Roth, you did an amazing job with Terror Tram, I think. One complaint, though, is it is so bottlenecky. There were places where they were so jammed and lined up that it did kind of take away from it. One of the things they do is, one of the set pieces is the Psycho House. And for Halloween Horror Nights, they offer you a photo op with Norman, with the that thing. And so many people are getting in line for that it does create a bottleneck situation, and it takes away from it because it's like, oh, I'm going to go take my photo with Norman. And I just think if they were going to do that photo op, maybe offer something else. Maybe if you're going to do the photo op, take this line so you don't have this really bad bottleneck situation. But still, I really liked the Terror Tram this year in Hollywood. Eli Roth did an amazing job. I hope they bring him back next year because they did Alice Cooper for a few years, and Alice Cooper's houses were really cool and amazing. So I'm really excited. Yay, Eli Roth, you did an amazing job for Halloween Horror Nights. Excuse me. So yeah, in the next few weeks, another Halloween event I will be talking about will be Not Scary Farm again. I always do this disclaimer, I don't actually go to these events because I don't have the money or the time. So I actually just watch videos and stuff and read the news reports, and that's how I get my reaction. So I don't go to these, but I hope my opinions, if you guys want to go to some of these events, helps influence you. I definitely think some of these events are really worth checking out if you're able to go to California. Although I do say in California, I prefer Not Scary Farm over Universal Studios, because that's the original Halloween haunt, is Knott's. But Knott's should be starting either next week or the week after. Theirs does not run for as long as Universal Studios or Disney. But I actually do really enjoy Knott's Scary Farm more because they do more original stuff because they aren't affiliated with a TV movie studio. The 1 year where they did do a movie-themed maze was when they did the re-release of Carrie. But that was the only time they ever did that. So Knott's, I think, is better if you want the more original scares. And if you're a big horror movie fan, then you can go to Universal. And if you have little kids, Disney. Sorry. See, I always find it funny. One of the things I find funny watching the videos from Halloween Horror Nights is on the Halloween Horror Nights website, it actually says, do not bring small children with you. They actually don't want you bringing anyone they don't even want you bringing teenagers. They really say, we don't recommend this event for anyone under the age of 18, but really don't bring anyone under the age of 12. And then you watch the videos and you see all these parents dragging their kids along, and the kids are like 7 to 8 years old. It's like, what the heck are you people thinking? In fact, in one of the Terror Tram videos I watched where they were doing the safety spiel, the woman was there and she's like, if you have small children, first I have to ask, what the were you thinking? And if you did, please keep them away from the edge. I'm like, I agree. Why the heck would you bring small children to basically an event that's glorifying slashers and gore and stuff like that? I mean, it just boggles the mind. So I do have to laugh sometimes at these parents who I see in these videos dragging these little kids with them. And I see them on TV when I watch the specials on haunted houses and stuff. It's like a family event. It's a family event. And there's a guy in a carnival-themed horror show getting knifed to death. And it's like, really? You're going to bring your okay? I don't judge, but honestly, if the site itself is saying, don't bring your kid, then I don't think you should be bringing your 8-year-old to Halloween Horror Nights. But that's just me. Okay, we're done with that. On to other news. This past Wednesday, we saw the premiere of American Horror Story Season 6. That's right. It's hard to believe we're already on Season 6 of what became like an overnight sensation. I don't think anyone really was expecting American Horror Story to be as big as it was, considering that some of the guys who created it created Glee. Yeah, I have never seen Glee. I have no desire to see Glee, so I don't know why I like American Horror Story so much. But it's kind of the polar opposite of Glee, and kind of the polar opposite of Nick Tuck, which was also what was created from these same minds. So these same minds who brought us a scrappy a cappella school choir and a TV show about the highs and lows of being a famous plastic surgeon brought us this sick TV series. The general consensus from the reviews I've read and from myself about the American Horror Story Season 6 premiere is, what happened? I mean, seriously, it's pretty much, I watched it, and as soon as the credits rolled, I'm sitting there going, what did I just watch? I mean, because it's a huge departure, and before seeing the season premiere, I read an interview with Ryan Murphy, who explained that for this season of American Horror Story, they are going totally different in their approach and everything. First off, this season has been cut from 13 episodes to 10, and it's actually starting earlier. Usually American Horror Story doesn't start till October and runs to January. Now, the reason Ryan Murphy has changed this is because some fans have complained that they don't really like watching American Horror Story in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. They don't want blood, guts, and gore with candy cane, Santa Claus, and Christmas trees. I kind of agree. But at the same time, one of my favorite American Horror Story episodes is the Christmas episode from season 2, Asylum. And it does, in my mind, kind of make sense. I'm a history buff, and Christmas is my favorite holiday, so I've done a lot of research into the history of Christmas. And one of the things I always find interesting is back during the Victorian period, one Christmas tradition was to tell ghost stories. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons why A Christmas Carol is so popular, is because it's basically a ghost story. So for me, ghost stories kind of go hand in hand with Christmas. Of course, the only one I read is A Christmas Carol. And when I think ghost story, I don't think American Horror Story. So I understand why people don't want it so close to Christmas, but at the same time, it is kind of like a tradition. Just maybe not that to ghost story. But the reason it's starting earlier and it's been cut down is so that it ends before Christmas. Don't worry, we're still going to get our Halloween episode. That will be good, but it will actually be over before Thanksgiving. Sorry. Which is good for those of us who, while on one hand I like ghost stories, on the other hand I agree with the party that I really don't want to see someone getting their throat slit a week before Christmas. Does not fill me with the warm fuzzies at all. No. Also, the format of how it's being presented has changed. In the past, it's been a basic TV show. It's gone back and forth between present, past. This year, not so much. It goes present, past. This year, it's a little bit different in that it hasn't, because it's actually being presented as one of those docudramas about haunted houses experience. So this means the way the episodes will work is that they will have scenes that are just one set of actors talking to a camera, like in a video confessional, a la Survivor, Big Brother, Real World, stuff like that. And then will be cut with scenes of another group of actors acting out the story that the other group of actors is telling to the camera. Yeah, it's one of those. So it's kind of confusing. I saw that and went, what the heck am I watching? And then I quickly figured it out. So it's really different and interesting. I'm not sure how well it's going to work. And the theme is not just the first theme of season 1 was kind of like murder house, like sex and murder. And then, sex is always involved in American Horror Story. And season 2 was asylum, mental diseases. And season 3 was witchcraft, women, the power of women. Season 4 was about freaks. Who is a freak? Is it the actual freak who has some kind of mutation or disability that makes them look different? Or is it the one who looks completely normal and blends in with society? So who's the bigger freak? The freak or the normal person? And then season 5 was about the hotel, and it was all about drugs and expressed in anger and stuff like that. So usually it's not a setting. There's some theme that makes you think, which is one of the reasons why I like American Horror Story. Is usually the violence and stuff. They're metaphors for an overarching theme. And this one, it's kind of hard. The theme is actually Roanoke. In fact, the name of the season is American Horror Story, My Roanoke Nightmare. That's the name of the series. that is playing throughout the series. Which is really interesting. For those of you who don't know, who didn't pay attention to history in high school, Roanoke is the lost colony. This was a colony that was founded back in the early days of the settlement, like Jamestown and stuff, in Virginia. It was home to a bunch of settlers. It was actually the birthplace of the first young European baby in America, and I think her name was Virginia Dare or something. I don't remember. Yeah, I did research about Roanoke and then I forgot promptly. But so the guy who founded the colony left, I think it was like for a year or something, returned only to find all the colonists, including the baby, who would have been a few years old at the time, were gone. They were missing. And there was no trace of them except for one word, Croatian, which I think is spelled Crotan. It was a word. It's a really weird word that I don't think anybody really knows what it means. And it was carved into like a tree or a signpost, and that was it. And so nobody knows what happens. Theories include the settlers just died off from an illness, were killed by a natural disaster, decided they couldn't hack in that particular settlement, packed up and left and went to another one, or were taken and kidnapped by Native Americans in response to some event that they did against them. So it's really become this big legend, and there's a lot of books written about it. That baby has been used to advertise cigarette and liquor and stuff. And sorry, like I said, I'm getting better. So Roanoke has kind of become like this myth, and it's a huge myth in American history. And still to this day, nobody knows exactly what happens because there's absolutely no clue. Like if they had left and gone to another settlement, there would have been they would have been in the records or something. But there's nothing. There's no clue about what happened to these settlers, which makes Roanoke for me such a good choice for American Horror Story because it is an actual event in American history. Roanoke was a real place. This really did happen. There really were a bunch of people who just disappeared. So I'm really excited to see them taking that. I mean, American Horror Story has done a pretty good job of taking characters and events and basing them on real life things. I mean, who can forget the Halloween episode last year of American Horror Story Hotel, which featured Jeffrey Dahmer. So it's really cool and interesting that they picked Roanoke. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work. If they're going to present an explanation about what happened to Roanoke. But they did say that children are going to be kind of a key this season. So, and one of the characters does have a daughter who is apparently coming to live with her. So it's going to be, So I'm excited and I'm crossing my fingers and I'm hoping. So, like I said, it's kind of confusing. I didn't really get scared that much. I mean, there were a few moments. Teeth falling from the sky like hail. That's enough to make me jump up and scream, but it really wasn't that scary. There were a couple of jump moments, but for the most part, compared to other American Horror Story first episodes, it was really tame. And granted, the purpose of a first episode, be it a season premiere or a series premiere, is to get us familiar with the characters, the settings, and the plot. And with American Horror Story, it's basically a series premiere every year because it's an anthology, so it's very interesting, and I'm not sure. I guess I keep flashing back to last season's premiere of American Horror Story Hotel. That was an intense season premiere and somewhat bloody. So really, it's just kind of, I feel like they've really toned it down American Horror Story a little bit, at least for the first episode. Moving forward, we'll probably see whether or not this toned down level will stay in play. But I think I feel like it's more on the level of Asylum and Freak Show, both those seasons. Their first episodes were really, I feel like, were kind of tame and toned down. And then as the season progressed, it got more intense and bigger and better. And so maybe that's what they're going to do. Granted, I think they're going to have a little bit of an issue. They have cut down their episodes, so in the past they were able to delve more into these characters to give us more of their background. into what makes them tick, what makes them think. And in this season, with the shorter episodes, granted it's only 3 that they took off, I feel like they're not really going to have time to get the background of the characters more established, which I think has always worked in American Horror Story favor. I mean, with Freak Show, I was terrified of Twisty. I thought he was the worst character, but then in the Halloween episode, learning about Twisty's past and what happened to him, it made me understand why he would break and do the stuff that he did. I still didn't like him, but I could understand it, and I don't think we're going to get that same level this season, because they're not going to be able to do that because they have an hour-long episodes Wednesday nights, and they've got to cram as much as they did in past seasons into 10 episodes. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works. Ryan Murphy did say that this type of season, just 10 episodes instead of 13, and this the way they're doing the show will not be permanent, but it will be interesting to see if it's as successful. Maybe it'll be more successful than past seasons. Like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. It's always a waiting game with new seasons. So, sorry. So, yeah. On to what is coming up for Star Wars fans. Ding, 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 ding. This week, Saturday, it's here. We're just days away from Season 3 on Star Wars Rebels. Yay! I'm so excited. We're going to be jumping back into the rebellion with Kanan, Ezra, Sabine, Hera, Zeb, and Chopper, and Rex. Yay, Rex. I'm so excited. I love Rex. He's like the coolest clone trooper ever. But yay, Season 3 is coming. Steps into Shadow. Oh my gosh, I'm so freaking excited. I can't tell you the level of my excitement right now. I'm really hoping to have this cough beaten by Saturday, because if not, I'm going to be totally, I don't care. I will lose my voice. I'm so excited I don't work Saturday either. Yes. Anyway, Steps into Shadow is the season premiere, and it's going to be awesome. And they released two clips, with, oh my gosh, my nose is running out, to give us hints about what's coming, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm like, yay! It's awesome. The first clip they released was Ezra and some of the Ghost crew. I think like Rex was there and Sabine, and they're trying to defeat this group of stormtroopers, including a chicken leg rocker. I don't actually know what it's officially called. I know the AT-ATs are the ones that are on 4 legs, and when the clones saw them, I'm like, how are they staying up? Those are AT-ATs. I call the ones that are on 2 legs chicken walkers, because they like are walking like chickens, so I call them chicken walkers. Anyway, there's a chicken walker and a bunch of stormtroopers, and Ezra shows us just how powerful he's become in the Force by making a connection with the guy driving the chicken walker, and, spoiler alert, making the guy in the chicken walker shoot the other stormtroopers. Yeah, Ezra's not playing nice anymore. It's like, whoa, goodbye, nice guy. Which is then hammered home by the second clip, which introduced us to the first time to the Bendu. Now, we saw the Bendu in the season trailer at Celebration, and everybody went like, wow, what is that thing? And as he says, he's the one in the middle. He's the one between light and dark, and he doesn't really care about Jedi or Sith. In fact, he kind of views them, I think, as bad. It's like, wow, okay. The second trailer is the second preview is Kanan meeting the Bendu. And it's so cool because when Kanan introduces himself, he goes, I am Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight. I'm going, yay! Kanan can finally say he's a Jedi Knight. Hooray! I'm so excited for Kanan. It's so awesome. And then he's talking, all of a sudden I see Ahsoka's owl, which is what I'm calling the Convert, because I don't know how you say it. It's Ahsoka's owl, flies and rests on one of the Bendu's horns. I'm like, oh my gosh, because that owl is like the center of a huge mystery, because the owl apparently appeared in the final episode of season 5 of Clone Wars when Ahsoka was leaving the temple, and then appeared again in 2 episodes of season 2, The Mystery of Chopper Base and Twilight of the Apprentice. So it definitely feels like that owl has something to do with Ahsoka, and I actually feel like with some people that has something to do with the daughter who represented the light side of the Force in Mortis in season 3 of Clone Wars. And I really think it's something to do with the daughter in Ahsoka, who died on Mortis. Spoiler in case you didn't know. She died on Mortis, but was brought back to life when Anakin used himself as a channel and transferred what remained of the daughter's life force into Ahsoka, which means Ahsoka has the life force of one of the most powerful force wielders in the galaxy, who was also intensely aligned with the light, very strong in the light force, flowing through her body, and that is what saved her life. So it's like, I don't think it's possible for Ahsoka to turn dark because she is like the life force of good in her. So, yeah, so I'm so excited. And of course, the rumors is Ahsoka might be coming back this season. She might not. I don't care. I just want Ahsoka back so badly. I want her back and I want her alive. Realistically, I know at some point Ahsoka does have to die, but I really I don't want her to have died at the hands of Darth Vader. I just think that's too much. I mean, and granted, when I think about it, I don't remember Anakin actually really killing anybody because I don't know. I don't believe Anakin killed Obi-Wan in the end in New Hope just because of going back and watching the video. Obi-Wan's body was gone before Vader's lightsaber hit him, so I don't think Anakin actually killed Obi-Wan. So I don't really think Anakin, even when he was in Darth Vader, had it to kill those he recognized as his friends and family. And now I'm looking it up whether he really did kill Mace Windu. Yeah, Anakin didn't even kill Mace Windu, and the two of them never got along. So, it really boggles me, because the more I think about it, the more I don't remember Anakin killing anybody, even as Darth Vader, that he knew. So I think even as Darth Vader, when he was at his darkest point, I don't think he had it in him to kill anybody he knew. I think there was still that spark of Anakin holding him back. So I don't think Vader killed Ahsoka, because Vader did not kill Mace Windu, and he did not kill, and I do not believe in the end Vader killed Obi-Wan, because I still really believe in some part of Anakin pulling him back. He was evil. He was bad. Vader was a nasty guy, but there was some part of him, I believe, that was Anakin Skywalker that was strong enough to hold Vader back from hurting the people he knew. And I'm totally ignoring the fact that when he went to the Jedi Temple, he slaughtered a bunch of kids and other Jedi, but at the same time, I think he avoided anyone he had a relationship with. Like I said, he and Mace didn't get along, but Mace would have been one of his teachers, and during the Clone Wars, he and Mace did do a lot of stuff side by side, and kind of did have a decent relationship towards the end, so I don't think he would have actually killed Mace, and in the Revenge of the Sith, he doesn't want to, and he never really, and even in, I just don't know. I just don't think, even as Darth Vader, he would have had it in him to kill anybody he knew or was close to. So, I know I'm totally deluding myself, because I know what he did at the temple. I know what he did was absolutely horrible, but I still believe, and I will always believe, that no matter how evil you get, unless you're 100% totally evil, Pelpa Creep, Darth Maul, that there is always some spark of good in you. I believe that Anakin, because he was so good as a kid, he was so good, he was just meant well, he had such a good spirit, that I really don't think that even as Darth Vader, at his lowest of lows, that Darth Vader would just be able to kill people he knew and was close to for so long. I mean, Obi-Wan was like his dad, Ahsoka and brother. Ahsoka was like his little sister. I mean, and okay, he cut off his son's hand and destroyed his daughter's planet and tortured her, but I really don't think, when it came down to it, I don't think he would have killed him. And I know in the end he didn't kill Luke, he saved Luke, so I don't know, I just don't think Darth Vader would have had it in him to actually kill people he cared about. He threatened to, and he hurt them, but maybe that was a way of scaring them off so that he wouldn't kill them. I don't know, I just have some really weird, twisted ideas in my head about Darth Vader and Anakin. But then again, that's part of who I am. I actually believe that everybody has something inside them that's good. I think everybody is born good, and we have no intention to do bad things. We don't want to hurt anybody. But at some point in our lives, we have to make these decisions, and that some people just make the wrong decisions, and they can't get back on the path they were on, and they just keep going down this path of darkness and cruelty and just turn into these really horrible people. But I still believe at the end that they can be saved, because I don't think that spark of good ever totally goes out of them. But that's just me, and I'm just weird because as everybody at home and work keep telling me, I'm too nice, and I really don't see how I'm too nice. Granted, my brother and my mom say that to me every time I don't get mad at a driver who almost hits me or cuts me off in traffic. And I get told that at work because I don't get mad at customers who give me a hard time or start complaining. I just sit there and take it, and half the time I don't call managers for help because it's like, what am I going to do about it? So I apparently am too nice for this world. But that's kind of where I'm going at, is since I believe everyone is born good and it's choices we make, I definitely believe, even when he was Darth Vader, that there was still some spark of good in him, and it was holding him back from doing his friends and family and strangers he could have done. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you guys think I'm way off base, or if maybe there's some merit in what I'm telling. But anyway, that's right. So season 3 starts this Saturday. I'm super excited. And hopefully I will be feeling much better. Next Sunday, I should be up doing another vlog, and it will probably be all about Star Wars Rebels. Excuse me. But I might not. My mom has a ton of Sundays coming up. She works at Walmart, but she has a ton of Sundays coming up. And we are hopefully going to go down to Frankenmuth soon. I'd get my magazine out of Braun. Actually, I know how I can show you guys Bronner's really quickly before I call it a day. Hopefully we will be going to Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in the next coming weeks. It's a really cool store. I like it. The guy who owns it is, they're a Christian family, so it's very, nice and really wonderful to go there. But I really like going there. We go there every year. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go, and here are some pictures. Bronner's is actually this really cool place, so if you ever get a chance to go to Frankenmuth, check it out. It is insanely gorgeous and amazing, and I can't wait to go. So I don't know if we're going next Sunday or if we're going another Sunday, but definitely one Sunday coming up. I will not be here because I will be in Frankenmuth, but I will be doing a video about it. And I want this aerial shot to load. This place is like, so this is an aerial shot of the entire ground of Bronner. So right there, that's the entire Christmas store. It is not kidding when they call it the world's largest Christmas store. After their last edition, it's like literally the size of 4 football fields. And most of that is not, and most of that is like space for storage and stuff, and not even, so it's huge. And they also have a really cool Silent Night Memorial Chapel on the grounds, which is so gorgeous. So when we get closer to going to Bronner's, I'll talk more about that. But yeah, so there might be a Sunday coming up soon where I won't be here to vlog, but I will post one as soon as I can, which should be soon because my hours are getting cut at work. I was complaining about not really having any days off, and I get my wish. I go in, this week I work for 5 days, and then the following week I work for 4, and then the week after that I only have 3 days where I go in and work. So it's like I go from, I think this week I'm 23, next week I'm 20, and the week after that I'm 14. So I shouldn't complain, but yay! So I did it. Oh my gosh, this video is so long. So obviously I talked a lot. I gotta get off and post this because the Lions game will be starting soon, and I don't want to miss that. I will be back next Sunday. If I am not, I will post the vlog, one for my trip to Frankenmuth, one on Star Wars Rebels on Thursday, but I should be posting next Sunday. If not, I will be posting Thursday, so don't worry. But yeah, I'm going to get going so I can watch my favorite team. Go Lions! It's time to defend the dead. I'm on, like I said, I'm on sugar and medicine. Whee! So I'm going to get going. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. So push all those little buttons. Go ahead. I know you want to. And let me know what you guys want me to see covered and want me to cover in future vlogs. If there's something you want me to try out, see my reaction, just let me know. Drop me a line. And if it's PG-13 or under, I will definitely get up to it. So this is Caitlin, your favorite Michigan girl, pop culture nerd, wannabe Jedi, and resident Disney freak. I am signing off for the day. I'll see you guys either next Sunday or Thursday. Take care, have a great week, live long and prosper, and as always, may the force be with you.